Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to draft this beautiful crop top. Let's get started guys. From the top of my pattern here, I'm going to be taking in my body measurement. So the measurements I'm going to be taking in is my bust point, which is 10, my under bust, which is 13, and my half length, which is 16. Then the full length of this top is 17 inches. So go ahead and do this. Then I'll go ahead and connect this line, these dots in a straight line. So after I'm done with this, I'm going to label this line so you know what I'm doing. This is my bust point line, under bust, and this area here I decided to connect these dots in a straight line to get my half length. I already marked it out before, so I just have to connect it in a straight line just the way I did the others. And this is my half length, and here is my full length. So right now guys, time for me to measure my shoulder. My shoulder divided by 2, which is 7. So my shoulder divided by 2 is 7 inches. So I'm going to be marking the 7 inches here. From this 7 inches, I'm going to come down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope. Then I'm going to use my pattern marker to connect it like this in a slant. Then from this 1 inch here, I'm going to come down to mark my armhole divided by 2, which is also 7. My armhole divided by 2 is 7. I'm going to rule this line here, these dots here, and connect it in a straight line to get my chest measurements. So go ahead and do yours the same way. This is my chest line. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead to rule this line here. You can see what I'm doing to connect it. This is my armhole line here. So this armhole line, I'm going to measure the middle point. I'm going to look for the middle of this armhole line. Then this is the middle, so I'm going to come in by 0.5 inches. At this area here I'm pointing at right now, I'm going to come out by 1 inch. Then I'll come over to my chest line area. My chest line area here, I'm going to measure my bust divided by 4, which is 9.5. So I'm going to mark it down here. Then I'm going to connect these 3 dots that I just make together to form my armhole. You can see what I'm doing. Just do yours the same way with your own measurement. If you don't have a pattern master, use your free hand. It's totally okay. From my bust point, I'm going to be marking my nipple to nipple measurement, which is my bust span divided by 2 is 4. So this is what I'm doing. I'm marking it out, and I'm going to connect it in a straight line to form my dart. So now I'm going to work on my dart. From my bust point, under bust, I'm going to go out by 0.5 inches at the both side, which is half an inch. Go out by half an inch at the both side, both the under bust and the full length of the top. Then from the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So come down by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect these dots from the under bust to the half length, and from the under bust to the half length. And so what I just did right now. At this area here, I'm just going to blend it in with a curve. Can see it. If you don't have a pattern master, just like I said, use your free hand and make a good curve. So this is what it looks like now. So I'm just trying to blend it in because I don't want it to be too sharp and that area there. So right now guys, I'll come over to this area here to measure my neck. I'll be measuring 3 by 3, which is the standard neckline, 3 for the width and 3 for the depth. And I'm going to just go ahead to use my pattern curve to make my neckline. So from this area here, which is my shoulder, I'm going to divide it by 2. Whatever I get, I'm going to mark it out. Then I'm going to be connected in a straight line. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to connect it to meet the bust point, the bust point line that I have here. So do yours the same way with your own measurement. So at this bust point line, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. You can see where I place my tape rule. Come in by 1 inch and connect it to the tip of your shoulder. That is to form that neckline that we have, the style that we have at the front of the top. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So right now guys, this is what it looks like. So I'm just trying to blend in this line. So right now guys, I'm going to go ahead to take in my body measurement. My bust divided by 4 is 9.5 plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance, and I'm going to measure my waist here, which is 8 plus the 1 inch dart. The 1 inch that I have here, I'm going to mark it out. Then for the full length here, I'm going to measure my waist again, which is 8, and then the 1 inch that I already have, I'll mark it in plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So I'll go ahead to connect this line. You can see with my pattern curve, I'm going to make a curve here to connect all those dots together to form my shape. So at this area here, I'm just going to use my pattern master to connect the line to blend in with the armhole. So guys, this is all for the front pattern. I'm not going to be cutting it out right now. I'm just going to cut out the basic body so I can use it to make my back pattern. So just look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, put on the notification bell, like, share, tell me what you think about this video. Please help this channel to grow. Thank you very much. So right now I'm going to be cutting it out like this, and this is what it's going to come out. I just need this basic body here to cut my back so that it will be easier for me, and you don't need to start drafting your back pattern all over again. So this is what you should do. It's simpler this way and it's easy this way. It's time for me to draft my back pattern. So I'll bring in this piece of paper here, and this is what I have. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't need to draft out my back pattern anymore. So from this area here, I'm going to be taking 2 inches. So I need to, first of all, I have to mark out this straight line because this pattern is not straight. I went ahead to mark it out. Then I will start taking in 2 inches from this line like this. This is to serve as my zipper, but I won't be using all these 2 inches for my zipper allowance. I'll also reduce it, but I just need to mark out these 2 inches. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then I'll go ahead to connect these dots in a straight line. So if you're doing yours like this, please do yours the same way. Then this is my zip, so you don't get confused. I'm going to take my front pattern to meet the tip of the line that I have for the back. You can see what I'm doing. Please pay attention here and look at what I'm doing very well. So after I'm done with this, I'm just going to go ahead to trace this line out, to trace my front basic body to the paper that I have, to the pattern that I have under. So this is what I'm going to do right now. This is what I'm doing. So do yours the same way. It's more easier this way. You don't have to start all over again to draft out your pattern. So just follow this method. It will be easier for you. So at this point, I'm marking out all the lines that I have at the front so that it will be easier for me to mark out the back. So do yours the same way. You can see what I'm doing. After I'm done with this is what it looks like. So I'll take away the front pattern, and now I'm going to start working at the back pattern. So this is my back pattern. I'm just going to connect all the lines that I have here. Remember I told you that I need to mark out those lines from the front to the back so that I can be able to mark it out. It will be easier for me. So this is it, guys. You can see what I have here. So do yours the same way. So if I measure this part here to know if it's and the same thing. So it's still 17 inches for the length. So for my darts, I went ahead to connect this dart, but later I found out that that area at the down part is too wide, is not 1 inch. So I decided to reduce it and mark it out again. This is what I'm trying to do here, to have the same darts I have on the front and also to have the same on the back. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to make it in a way that you understand. So from this chest line here, I'm going to be marking 3 inches. From the chest line, I'm going to be marking 3 inches. So I am labeling this part here so that you understand what I'm doing. So from the chest line, measure 3 inches. Look at what I just did here. Measure out 3 inches. Then this 3 inches, you'll be connecting it to the shoulder line. But before that, we go ahead to mark out our neckline. The width is 3 inches, while the depth is 1 inch. The depth is 1 inch, which is the length of the neckline is 1 inch, and the width is 3 inches. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Then go ahead and connect it in a curve. Then you mark out a straight line to match it with the zipper. You can see what I just did. So right now I'm going to connect this area here, this shoulder and that dot we have at the chest line, just like we did for the front. I'm going to connect it here like this. You can see what I have. Then for the zipper allowance, I'm going to work on the zip now, so pay attention here. So at this part here for the zip, I'm going to be marking in 1.5 inches for the top and 1 inches for the bottom. This will help us to take out the bulge from this top, so that when we put our zip while we are sewing, it will lay flat. This is why I'm doing this. Then I'll go ahead to connect it like this. Remember that I told you that I won't be using all the 2 inches that I marked out for this back zipper. So go ahead and do yours the same way. The top is 1.5 while the down part is 1 inch. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So guys, this is all for this back pattern. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, put on the notification bell. So right now I'm trying to label this pattern, so I made a mistake while putting down this label. So just label it in a way you will be able to understand it. So this part that I write 1, I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces here. This part that I just write 1 here is supposed to be center back 2. I have to write 2. It's supposed to be 2, not 1. And this place is supposed to be center back, side back, and 2. So meaning I'll be cutting 2 of it. So these back pieces should be 4. So you'll be having 4 pieces when you cut it out. Remember, you're having 4 pieces for the back, while you'll be having 3 for the front. Don't forget that. So right now I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. So you need to pay attention. Look at the way I'm cutting this out and cut yours the same way. So guys, after cutting the back, this is what I have here. I'll go ahead to cut out the front. Then I also cut out the front just the way I cut out the back. It's the same thing. Take out the dart and just land it. You can see what I'm doing. Just do yours the same way. So after cutting, guys, this is what I have here. I'm going to try to label this front, which is side front 2. I have to cut 2, and this center front I have to cut 1 on fold. So I have to cut 2 for the side front and 1 for the center front, which is going to be on fold. The one in the middle should be on fold. The one on the middle should be on fold. So this is the back piece and this is the front piece. I went ahead to cut out this place because I did not know that I still have this around in the back pattern. Sorry. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, put on the notification bell, like, share, tell me what you think about this video. So guys, this is it. I've gone ahead to cut it out, so you need to pay attention here. So for this side front, I cut out 2 pieces. Remember I told you be cutting out 2 pieces, and also cut out 2 pieces for the lining. This side back, which is the back, I cut out 2 pieces, and this one here, which is the center front, I cut it on fold. Make sure you cut it on fold and add your 0.5 inches allowance around it. You can see the place I'm pointing out. But for this back, I did not add any allowance during around the zipper area. I did not add an allowance around the side area. The back, you should cut 2 pieces for the back. The back, you should cut only 2 pieces. Okay, so right now this is all my pattern. So guys, let's get started with sewing of this front pattern. So I'll be working on the front piece here. You can see what I mean, that my fabric unfold when I open this up. And so after taking out my pins, I went to take out my female piece and pin back my lining to the pattern because I want it to be neatly kept. I don't want it to mix with the other patterns that I have. So this side front here, I'll go ahead to also do the same thing to it. I need you to pay attention here and look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. After I'm done with this, guys, this is what I have. Now you can see when I open my front piece, which is the one on the middle, it's actually unfold. You can see what I have here. This is what I mean by cutting yours unfold. So I'll go ahead to place my two pieces like this, and I'll start pinning down. So pin yours the same way. Use your pin and pin it down before you stitch it. So guys, after pinning it down, this is what I have here. You can see what I have. I'll go ahead to the sewing machine and stitch this area that I pinned down. So do yours the same way. You can see this is what it looks like before. So I'll go ahead and do it right now and come back and show you what it actually looks like. So guys, this is what it looks like here. I'm done sewing it down. So this is it. Just go ahead and also notch the area that you sewed down and you iron it open. You can use your tailor's hammer to iron the bust area. Just ensure you iron it open like this after you have done with your notches. So guys, for this top, I also made my lining exactly the same way I did for the top. This is my lining. So you have to sew your lining the same way you sewed the top, and go ahead and pin it on top of it. So this is the way you should do it. The fronts of the fabric and the front of the lining should be facing each other. You can see what I'm doing here. The front of the lining and the front of the fabric should face each other. Then you go ahead and pin it. This area that I'm pinning down is the part that I will be sewing to join the lining and the fabric together to use it to turn this fabric. So go ahead and do yours the same way. So guys, this is it. Around this area here that I'm marking now, I'm not going to stitch this area down because I'll be using it to turn this fabric. So go ahead and sew the part you pinned down. You can see what I have here. Do not sew the shoulder area, do not stitch it down. So I'll go ahead and do this and come back and show you what it looks like. So this is it. I'm done sewing it out. And so what I have here, I'm going to just trim out the excess that I have. The excess lining, go ahead and trim it out. Then when you're done, you go ahead and notch this area. You can see what I'm doing. Notch all this area here, so when you turn it, you'll be able to turn and it will lay flat. Go ahead and notch it like this. You can see. Then from this area that I left open, I'll go ahead and turn this around. So go ahead and do yours the same way. Look at what I'm doing. I'm sure you understand. If you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe, put on the notification bell, like, share, help this channel to grow. So after I'm done with this, you just go ahead and iron it out. Make sure you iron this out very well. So this is what we have here. You can see what I have. Then it's time for me to work on the back. So this is the back here. I'm just going to do the same thing I did for the front for the back. The only difference is that the back has 4 pieces while the front has 3 pieces. So just the way you did for the front, you just do the same thing for the back. So right now I'm going to arrange my back piece here. So this is what you should do. This is what I mean that my back piece had 4 pieces of fabric. So just look at what I'm doing and do yours the same way. So this is it. After arranging it, this is what I have here. You can see what I have. So I'll go ahead to stitch this area down, the area that I'll be pinning down. Go ahead to sew it. So do yours the same way, just the way I did for the front step. They are the same thing. So the only difference is just the zipper that will be in the middle here. So go ahead and pin it down, because this area you are pinning down is the part that you'll be sewing. So after pinning it down, I'll go ahead and sew it with my lining and come back and show you. So this is it. I'm done sewing it with my lining. You can see I'm done stitching it down just the way I did for the front, and I went ahead to cut out the excess. Look at what I have here. So this is it, guys. Then I'll go ahead to fix my lining on it just the way I did for the front. Just arrange your lining on top of it and go ahead and stitch it at 0.5 inches sewing allowance, because we'll be turning it out. Do not stitch the shoulder area. The shoulder area here, do not stitch it down, but every other part you should close it up. So I'll do the same thing to the other piece, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So guys, this is it. I'm gonna also add my zipper, because it's just the same way that I did the front that I also did for the back. And for the shoulder, I just joined the 2 shoulder here with my pin, because I'll be stitching it down to join it. Then you use your overlocking machine to just lock it up. Then for the side here, just go ahead and take in your body measurement around this area. Take in your body measurement here. That's the only thing you have to do, this part here. And this is me pinning mine down. I'm pinning this part down, so I'll go ahead and sew mine. So don't forget to, when whatever you're doing, you should do it with your own body measurement. So guys, after pinning down, when I turn it over, this is what I have. You can see it here. Look at it here. This is what I have. You can see what I have here. Everything is looking so nice. It came out, this top came out very well. So this is what it looks like. So go ahead and stitch it down and come back and show you. So this is it. I'm done sewing it. You can see what I have here. And then go ahead and iron it out. Make sure you iron your seams open, just the way I'm showing you. You can see I've already overlocked this area, and this is what my top is looking like. Go ahead and make yours just the same way I'm doing it. It's very simple to make. Just follow this process and you will get it right. So this is my top here, and this is what it looks like when I'm putting it on. So guys, this is what it looks like when I put it on. It really came out nice and I love it. So thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.